Hello everybody. Welcome to Dark Souls with Funzyr. This is part 15. And I'm just trying to show the beginning players basic concepts and how to actually get through the game. A lot of people are intimidated because it is a difficult game. So I'm here to help you learn. So today we're going to take on part of Anor Londo. So this guy over here, he's not going to bother us unless if we bother him. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot an arrow at him and he's going to block it with his face like this. Now we'll switch back to our melee and he'll come out of the door, circle, and we missed the backstab, but that's alright. Shield up. And there we go. Always keep your shield up. Try to backstab fish. So if we go in here, there's an item. But down there is another Titanite demon. What we can do is if we get right up on this rail, sometimes we can shoot him. Perhaps it'll clip through. We'll give it one try. Nope. Alright, so sometimes you can get free kills on him from up here if you can shoot over this rail. I tend to usually do that with my caster because you stick your arm out as you shoot your soul arrows, for instance. And he won't react to it because it's too far away and he just can't get to you from where he is. You can see that there is another set of spiral stairs, and we'll get to that in a minute. One of the ways that you can skip a lot of this game is to jump over to here from where we are. So you would run up, you would go, and then you would jump. Yeah, I failed, but I failed on purpose because I don't want to do that. I want to show you how to actually get through the level. So here we are. And you can see that we have another mimic to deal with. But we can get behind him. And we can miss that attack. So let's try again. Just get behind him and circle around behind. As you can see, they have a little bit more hit points in Anor Londo here, but they also give you more souls. As we go over here, we can see that that is another mimic, so we can get behind him. Oh, come on. Funzyr is, there we go. So, what happened there was when he got up, his hitbox actually lifted me, and then I dropped on him, and I was able to do that drop attack. I've never seen that happen before, but I'm going to pretend like I meant to do it, so you guys didn't hear that part. That is another one of the archers. After you get close enough, he switches to his sword. And then we can get in with a backstab. And boom. Those arrows, hopefully you don't see it on this playthrough, but those arrows will knock you back pretty far. We come in here. We don't see anything in this room, but this door is locked from this side. But if we attack, sometimes we can get one of the guys on the other side to try to come through. Alright, looks like they're not going to open the door for us. So what we'll do is we'll just go over here and we'll do it the real way. We open this door and we can actually see his sword sticking out. He's right there. Again, up R2 will sometimes clip through. There we go. But he can clip also. So shield up and circle and backstab. And that will kill him. These guys die pretty spectacularly, so you know if they're dead or not. There's nothing under the staircase. Just thought I'd show you that so you didn't have to bother with the time. And then when we get out here, we see there's an archer over there and a guy over there. Well, we don't want to fight both of them at once. So what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll shield up and circle. Oh. Backstab him. And boom. So he's dead. As you can see, my Ring of the Evil Eye is getting less useful now as we progress. So I'm actually going to change it to the Ring of Steel Protection, because most of the people we fight right now are going to have physical attacks. And then I'll just heal with my humanities and my flasks as we go through. And a backstab. And there we go. So let's first go over to this area that the first Silver Knight that we killed was in just now. And we'll run down the steps here. And here is Siegmeyer.
Whatever can be done. Ah, you again. Let me guess. Were you repelled by the Silver Knights? Ah, don't be ashamed. 'Tis the fate of vanguards like you and I. I'll think of something. We can overcome this together.
So here we are. There are actually 3 Silver Knights in this room. So we're gonna take out the first one in here. Just be careful that you don't kill Siegmeyer. If you hit him and he attacks you, he's hostile. And then we have to go back to the partner. There's the next one, and there's one around the corner here. So we'll keep our shield up, circle around. Oh. I'm actually going to run away for a moment, use a humanity. And we can fight him up here. And we've got a lot more room. You see how I did extra damage there? It was about 1.5 times damage that I did on that second attack. That was, again, an off-balance hit. Alright. So we can fight this guy by himself in here. And this chest, you can see the chain there is curled backwards. If you're ever not sure, give it a kick, and that'll make the mimic stand up if it is a mimic. Demon Titanite, 2 of them. We can open this door, and this is just a shortcut back up here now. Let's talk to old Siegmeyer.
Oh ho! What's on your mind, friend? Wait, you defeated those monsters? Fantastic! I'm saved! This knight of Katarina hereby commends you. Take this as a token of my gratitude. But be warned, gallantry entails great risks. Next time, give me a chance to come up with a plan.
We just got the Tiny Beings ring. That's what we started the game with. So if you don't start the game with it, that's how you can get it. But really at this point in the game, if you feel like you need that to beat it, you're probably doing a challenge run and just need those couple extra hit points. Besides that, it's not really worthwhile to even bother equipping right now. Let's go over here. This is the door that was guarded by the Silver Knight that had the Dragon Slayer arrows. And this is the second spiral staircase. Had we jumped from the other staircase, we would have landed and come down here. 2 doorways to our sides and 1 in front of us. This one over here is where the Titanite demon is. I'm skipping the Titanite demons for now. Over here, you can see there's a Silver Knight down there. There's actually another one right there, and we just triggered him. Good. So we'll come back here where we have more room, and we'll fight him over here. And 1 down. The other Silver Knight actually has a very short aggro range. So if we ignore him, we can walk over here. And this is the doorway that was locked in the beginning. The bonfire is over there with Solaire. But let's see what's in those chests. Ooh. That was my fault. I had him parried and I did not choose to repost. I thought I was going to miss it. So everything in these chests is what the Silver Knights are wearing. Here, we'll look at it real quick. We'll look at the chest piece for the Havel set and the Silver Knight armor. As you can see, the Havel set has tremendous protection. However, the weight is absolutely... it's almost twice what we have on right now. The Silver Knight set actually isn't too bad. Poise isn't quite as good as what we have, but everything else is pretty good. It only weighs a little bit more. So It's another option that you can use. We can always look at, say, the Silver Knight gauntlets. They weigh 2 pounds more than the Knight's gauntlets, and everything on them is better though. We have the Shadow leggings and the Shadow mask equipped. So I think we're good with what we have at the moment. So let's go back up here. There's a little bit more exploration to do in this level, and then we'll be able to go and get the boss. First, when we come up here, if we look down, we can see that giant halberd knight, and there's another giant halberd knight over there. These two knights will rarely drop the Titanite chunks. We use those to reinforce weapons up to plus 14. You actually need a slab to get it up to 15. And I'll show you where we farm those later. Also, if you look across, he's behind the pillar, isn't he? Where did he go? There he is. If you look across, there's another Silver Knight. That one is another archer. So we really don't want to mess with all three of those guys at the same time. So we'll come up here. There's a hole in the window here. We won't go out of it just yet, but we will later. Go over here and see another doorway. Let's go down and explore first. We have to kill those guys anyway. This is the last blacksmith in the game.
Who are you? Forge your weapons?
Of course, he'll repair our equipment like any other blacksmith. And he can reinforce all of our weapons if we have the proper shards. Proper Titanite, I should say. So what we'll do is we'll get to our Black Bow of Ferris, and we'll take that up to plus 10. So now we can do more damage with it. Titanite chunks will level up our lightning spear if we wanted to use that. Dragon scales will level up our dragon's tooth. White Titanite chunk will get our occult. Dragon scales for the axe. Twinkling Titanite for the Astora straight sword. I did use that on my faith build for a while, but I found that other physical weapons actually did just fine. One more thing. We can purchase Titanite shards, large Titanite shards, green Titanite shards, and twinkling Titanite from this guy. Very important stuff. We can also buy the giant set, giant's halberd, giant shield. He sells moonlight arrows, which actually scale with your intellect. No, they don't. They actually don't, huh? So they do magic damage, I'm sorry. Dragon Slayer arrows that you need the Dragon Slayer bow for. Standard large feather arrows, lightning bolts, and your regular bolts, and heavy bolts, sniper bolts. So this is one of the more important vendors, as well as the blacksmiths. One of the things you can do is once you get a weapon up to plus 10, he can use a boss soul, and he can change it to a boss weapon. So for instance, the Life Hunt Scythe what it would do is it would change our halberd. It would have a better scaling on our dex. It would do a little bit less base damage. It would have a little bit less scaling on our strength. It would give 500 bleed, but it would also, it doesn't tell you here, but if we were to make one, it would also put bleed on you as the user. Dark Moon Bow would then begin to scale based on faith, as well as everything else, as well as the other parameters that it was scaling on. You know, so there are some good ones, but we're not going to bother with that right now. Anyway, let's kill these guys. There's another one here. Somehow he usually gets pushed off. That's one of the things about this game, is that even though they have wings, if you knock them off, they can't fly. So this door is a shortcut to get all the way back to the beginning of the level. He can't get through the door because it comes up to his knees. There are two more of these guys here. And there we go. If we go down here, we can get a Titanite chunk. Until we get the proper ember, we can't actually use them yet. So I think we'll go get the ember next. But we're just about done with the level. Let's go get those that Dragon Slayer bow and clean up the last few enemies and then go for the boss. The boss in here is actually 2 enemies, and that can get a little bit more difficult for a newer player, especially with their AI. There's that guy. We'll come back for him in a minute. But first, let's head out here. So we just walk down these steps. You can see those. They're the 2 giants. But if we walk around this corner here, we can get this. And then we're not trapped because there is this hole here, which if that gargoyle, I guess we'll call him, the winged demon, we're still here, we could just do a drop attack right on his head. He really likes when we do that. And hi, blacksmith. Let's go get your chest over here. It's right in the corner, guys. And sometimes he leans over and doesn't let you get to the chest. Oh, come on. Let me open it. There we go. And we can take that hawk ring. The hawk ring is actually pretty good for an archer character. We've got the wolf ring and the hawk ring so far. The wolf ring boosts our poise. The hawk ring will extend our bow range, which is really good for sniping purposes because you can shoot things and they won't react because you're too far out of their range for them to do anything about it. Covetous Gold Serpent Ring we will use every time we farm from this point forward. And if I farm, I'll let you know, but it'll mostly be done off camera. Top ourselves off. I'll probably go farm some humanity soon, just because I do use it for healing now. But one of the good things is, after we do beat this boss, we can get the Lord Vessel, which allows us to teleport. So there he is. Yeah, he's shooting us. And shield and circle, stab, target, and up R2. And there we go. You feel the black eye orb quivering. If you're alive and you come into this area, you'll actually get the black eye orb. Black eye orb, if you'll recall. Sorry, I was making sure that those guys didn't kill us. Invade the world of the murderer of the Firekeeper. So we're just gonna run past these guys for now. Smog, and that's Ornstein. We're gonna kill the fat guy first, if we can. Stay back, and hopefully Solaire will bother to join us here in a moment. Uh-oh. Let's hide behind this pillar and get a drink. So it looks like Solaire is busy with those other guys. And we're dead. Thanks a lot, Solaire. You're worthless. It's not too far to run back from where we're at, though. I will cut it out. Okay, so I've taken out the Silver Knight, and now what I'm going to do is come over here and take out these two large, giant halberd knights. It's much easier to do at a range because he will not react. After we kill him, we'll go down and take out the other one in melee. Alright, these guys are pretty tough. They have wide sweeping attacks. And if you get too close, they actually use a spell. Oh. And of course they have a shield slam. So what we can do to make this fight easier on ourselves even is we'll summon Solaire. And Solaire will help us with him as well as the boss. Because he won't be screwing with he won't be screwing with us. He won't be screwing with these guys. Nice shot. Right in the butt. So now he's going to try to heal. You have to break his poise. And he's got a lot of poise with that armor. Get away from that. That's the Wrath of Gods, it's called. It's a miracle. So obviously these guys are clerics. And he's down. And now that they're both dead, Solaire will be kind enough to follow us this time. So we're going to get Smoke first. I am going to skip the cutscene this time. Oh, they already skipped the cutscene. Good, there's our item, there's our souls. Now, we are almost dead. Now we can start working on him. As you can see, Solaire hasn't been screwing around over there. Solaire is now dead. And it looks like we might be too. And yep, we're dead. Forgot to show this earlier. This is a shortcut straight back to the beginning of the level. So here we are. Let's go summon Solaire. but one of these large knights dropped us something. Dropped us a halberd and the titanite chunk. So currently we've got 4 chunks. We need, if I remember correctly, we need 10 of them. Alright, we'll summon Solaire and let's get in there. And Solaire should be coming. Where are you, Solaire? You're worthless. Jeez. Talk about making it useful. Making it harder on myself for no reason. Solaire won't even be in here. Oh. So what we'll do is we'll try to keep them from killing us. It looks like that's not happening. Alright guys, this isn't working out very well. Solaire is being a dick. So we're gonna try to summon him one more time. Time for the run back. Okay everybody, this will be our last try for this time. If we beat him, great. If not, we're gonna go and we're gonna get the Ember so that we can power up our weapon to plus 14, and we'll start to power up our shield so that it has more stability. To explain how stability works, we have 51 stability on our shield. So when we block with our shield, we reduce the amount of stamina that we lose by 51%. As we level up our shield, the stability will increase and we will lose less stamina. That'll make us more effective in the fight also. And I've put on Havel's helm, chest piece, and legs, and I put the Silver Knight gauntlets on. And hopefully that extra protection that I get will also make a big difference in this fight. Here goes. So the idea is not to kill him. We want to actually kill the big guy first. So in order to do that, we just kind of stay behind him and shield up. Shield up. Roll away from that. Keep circling, keep your shield up. And it looks like Solaire is going to kill Ornstein for us first. And now it's going to be a 2-on-1 fight. But Ornstein drops that hammer on him and absorbs his power. So now, Smough absorbs his power. So now he's got this extra lightning damage that he does. And Solaire is dead. So we're gonna just try to stay back and dodge as much as possible. Another thing you can do is you can use these pillars because he can't actually go through them, and you can use those. So you want to kind of stay close as much as possible and circle around him so that when he does this attack, that's your opening. And then hide behind the pillar. Stay behind the pillar again. And now we'll circle around him. Oh, as you can see, he does more damage now. Get away from that or it kills you. Okay. We're gonna have to just leave those souls there for now. And we'll call it for this episode. And what we'll do is next episode we will go down to New Londo. So thank you everybody. Sorry it wasn't a more productive episode, but that's alright. We'll come back next time. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.